When it comes to Lego, having the bricks sorted makes the world of difference, because we've all been in this situation before. You are having great fun with your latest build, but then comes the time where you need a small 1x1 piece and your collection is sorted like this. The bin. A black hole of small Lego pieces where you usually don't ever find what you need. Oftentimes you'll dump all the pieces on the floor only to realize a couple hours later that the piece you thought was in the bin was actually used in a build of yours already in display. This is where having your Lego collection sorted comes in handy, because it saves you a ton of time when you're trying to find that specific piece. Now, there's definitely lots of ways of sorting Lego, and not every way fits every Lego-sized collection. I've seen all kinds of sorting setups, and in this video I'm covering some of them, my absolute favorite way of doing it and its pros and cons. Now, every stage of Lego sorting starts with a bin. Most kids around the world will have the bin, and there's nothing wrong in that, honestly. It's just that place where you dump all of your Lego sets after some building sessions with no care whatsoever how things are inside. Because really, what's the point anyways? They're kids, let them play. I've seen some setups where kids or their parents will actually sort their pieces by color, which is fine I guess when it's mostly bricks and you're building basic stuff with it. But sorting by color is, in my opinion, something you should never do. Try to find that black 1x1 plate in a pile of black Lego pieces and you'll understand what I'm talking about. The most common type of setups I've seen adult fans of Lego use are these types of cabinets, repurposed nuts and bolts organizers covering entire wall spaces where, depending on collection sizes, pieces will be sorted either by type, color, individual brick, or combinations of any of those groups. My first ever setup used a similar type of arrangement and it worked for a while, but honestly it isn't nice to look at. Nothing wrong with people doing it, and I can see some benefits where if you're building something, it might come in handy to just take out some of the little drawers and bring them to your building area. But that about sums up, in my opinion, the benefits of having your collection sorted like that. It also requires a considerable amount of investment in these types of organizers that can be quite pricey depending on the type you get, but ultimately, in my opinion, it doesn't look great. And unless you have a dedicated building space in your house, your partners won't be happy about having a wall full of these. It's also not the best use of wall space area considering the amount of Lego bricks that can be sorted, as these organizers are quite thin, and for me, the most important detail of all, it isn't practical and it doesn't save me time when I'm building something, as for every Lego element I need, I will be opening and closing an individual drawer. Just think about the different number of pieces you would need to build something out of Lego, and then multiply that by the number of little drawers that you would need to open and close every time, and then multiply that again by the number of seconds that action would take you. And while these may seem incredibly exaggerated for me to say, let's consider another sorting system. When you're building something, you'll usually need a couple of the same type of elements, like different sizes of plates, bricks, or slopes in the same color. The way I have it in my studio is this. A single drawer where I can access all of my sizes of plates and tiles in one go. Forget opening all of the individual little drawers to get what you want. You open a full-sized cabinet drawer and you have access to all of the pieces. This is perfection in my eyes. Saves you a lot of time when looking for pieces, and is the same system used internally in the Lego design offices, by the way, only better than mine, of course. I use these Alex cabinets from IKEA that have wheels on, so it's easy to move around if needed, and I then placed an extra one without the wheels on top. IKEA does not advise you to do this, and you need to be careful if you're going for such a solution at home. The cabinets, however, aren't perfect, as the drawers are this size, but they only open this far, making it so that there's some unused space back there. But oftentimes I use that space to keep my overflow of elements, so in the end nothing is really wasted, and you can sort a lot more Lego pieces in a smaller wall space area if you compare these to the hardware organizers. To match the sorting capacity of these drawer cabinets, you'd probably need about 6, 8, maybe even more of these organizers. Inside the drawers, each individual piece gets its own little compartment, and pieces are organized by types of pieces. Plates, tiles, slopes, curved slopes, round plates, you name it. Pieces are placed on several types of plastic trays with dividers, some from IKEA, some from hardware stores, and I even use the paper trays from Lego advent calendars to sort some of the Lego. Now, my system is a work in progress, and in some places pieces will be grouped together depending on the quantities I have that would not justify having an individual compartment for a single type of piece or color. But I recently bought a few more of these cabinets to expand the sorting space a little, so in an ideal world, every individual Lego element I own will have its own compartment. I love this solution for the most part, as it is nice looking, it's able to hold a lot of Lego, it's time efficient when I need to build stuff, and opening the neatly sorted drawers is super satisfying. Do I have all of my Lego in here? Not really, no. Bricks take a lot of space, so I choose to keep them in translucent plastic boxes, though it pains me to say it goes against pretty much everything I said up to this point, and it does take me a lot of time to look for specific sized pieces. In an ideal world, bricks will eventually be sorted as everything else. There's also the oversized pieces, strange stuff, animals and other types of things that I don't keep in the drawers, as I don't use them very often or they would waste a lot of space in the cabinets. This kind of solution only makes sense for large Lego collections, but maybe for the more casual builders with smaller collections, sorting by type of piece is my go-to tip. You never ever sort by color. It's easier for you to find a specific colored piece when it's mixed together with similar types of pieces than it is to find a specific piece when it's mixed together with pieces of the same color. For me, it all comes down to saving time when building. I don't do that anymore, but in the very early beginnings of my YouTube channel, I was doing daily building tips, and I did that for about 7 months. A new building video every day for 7 months. Wasting time looking for pieces was simply not an option. That's why the way I do things is my favorite way of sorting Lego. A lot of what I said in this video should work for most people, but at the end of the day it comes down to a lot of factors like collection size, available space for your Lego workspace, and personal taste. Do let me know what you think about all of these in the comment section, and don't forget to download Karma using the link below.